At this point, I'd like to open the meeting. It's the Board of Selectmen meeting. The date today is August 16th, and our first order of business is we do have a couple open session minutes here for July 19th and August 2nd for approval. So I'd be entertaining a motion or...
Sure. Do you want me to do that, or wait till Bob's back? How would you like to handle that? Has he reviewed them?
I think you ended it when it just was.
Did I end it?
Sorry.
So
This normally doesn't happen. This is only our second time. Sorry.
it's only our second time doing this.
And it's happened both times, so actually it is normal.
Yeah, I guess so.
It is normally what
Put in
happens.
the
Oh, there
19
we go.
number and then right
This
there.
year? Yeah.
Password.
All right. We get this going one of these times.
It's not even his. Yeah, you're right there. You're right.
Passcode, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, now it's telling me please wait. All right, here we go. Joining meeting.
Recording in progress.
You're getting
Good.
Yeah. Leave it there.
Unmute.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Like that.
All right,
There you go.
we're back in business. So we were back at open session minutes for July 19th. I guess I'd entertain a motion unless we think that it's proper to just wait for Bob on these. I don't have a problem either way.
Okay, if you don't mind, only because I have a couple of recommendations on one of the executive session minutes, and I'd rather see if he agrees or not, and you agree. So, if you don't mind, maybe we can skip by that. And
Sure.
If you're good with that. All right,
Sure.
Thank
So
you.
that'll bring us to our public hearing. We have one public hearing tonight. It's for the East Lee Package Liquor Transfer. So, transfer of liquor license, that is. So, at this time, I would invite anyone who is from, I forget hang on, I have it right here, but.
So we have the applicants.
Yeah,
and
the
current
applicants
owner
here,
Bob. And then
Bob
Matt is on
Longrado
the TV.
and Suresh
And the
Kumar
attorney.
Patel and the attorney's representative. So, Matt, if you would like to go ahead and start.
Yeah, I'd be happy to just give the board the overview if that's okay.
Sure.
But before the licensing board, this is the transfer of license for East Lee Package Store at 185 Water Street. Along with me, or I should say in person today, Suresh Kumar Patel. Mr. Patel is the president of the applicant, J. Monty Liquor, Inc. This is a fairly straightforward transfer, so it's the sale of that store. No major anticipated changes to the operation, no changes to the hours whatsoever. Mr. Patel comes with a plethora of experience. He owns a couple of liquor stores in Berkshire County that have all run very smoothly without any incident at all. So he certainly understands the rules and responsibilities that come along with the license. He is alcohol tip certified. All of their employees would be required to be alcohol tip certified as well. So with that, I can certainly answer any questions that the board may have, and Mr. Patel is there as well.
Yeah, thank you. I reviewed this. It looked like I didn't have anything that jumped out at me. Looked like you had all the documents in order and everything was above board. So, Gordon, I'd pass it over to you if you had any questions.
Is there, for the attorney, is there any limit to the number of liquor licenses like this that somebody can have in Massachusetts? And are we pushing any envelopes?
It's up to 11 now.
Okay.
So they're well within their their number.
Well, one time it was pretty low. I thought it was like 3 or 5 or something.
Yeah,
It
and
was pretty low.
then it started to track up. It went to 5, then to 7, then to 9,
Okay.
11. I think it probably next year will continue to go up as well.
Okay.
So, but they're well within their
Okay,
confines of that right now.
very good. Thank you very much. No, having looked at all the records that we received, which were pretty extensive, I don't see anything that jumped out at me as far as that goes. Do the applicants, they're here, the seller and the purchasers, have any questions or comments for us?
I just want to see you go through.
So at this point, if anybody from the public, this being a public hearing, would like to comment? So if there's nothing further, I'd entertain a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I'd make a motion that we approve the liquor license transfer as presented before us.
I'll second. And, yeah, if there's no further discussion, all those in favor?
Gordon Bailey, aye.
Sean Renier, aye. That's, so that's, congratulations.
Great.
Bob
Thank you,
and
gentlemen.
Suresh.
Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Hope you're not leaving town, Bob.
No.
Okay, good.
I'll be there to help anything they need.
Great, sounds good, all right.
Yeah,
Great.
so
And,
Bob, you still owning the property, right? That was
No,
part,
I rent the property.
you rent it, yeah, so that's, yeah.
yeah,
So,
well, you've run it well for so long, no major complaint, no anything really. It's been a great business to have out there, and you're certainly busy.
It's my people that do that for me.
You know, that's true. It's always the employees.
'Cause I'm always the, you know what.
Yeah, I get it. Well, congratulations, and good luck to you folks,
Yes.
all right? No problem.
Yeah, this is just troubling how we've lost the feed
You
now
lost
a
them
number
again?
of times, yeah.
See you, Bob. Take it easy. Yeah, bye-bye. See you later.
It seems like it's on our end. It's gotta be right.
Recording in progress.
Maybe we could try and figure this out, or whoever we bought this from, can we get them to come in and go through this and figure out what the issues are?
Yeah.
I mean, it could be as simple as a
Yeah,
programming
yeah.
issue.
Yeah.
We'll check it out, I'm not sure.
Thank you.
Or I'm wondering if it's just our actual internet is not just handling this for some reason. It's and
Yeah,
it's
we
booting us.
We are upgrading all to
Yeah.
fiber too, so that might help as
All
well,
right.
but, yeah.
Next order of business, we have public comments. Anyone today? Nothing?
Kathy, it's shock.
All right. That brings us up to general business. So first order of business, we have the dissolvement of the cemetery board and to transfer its duties to the Board of Public Works. So Chris, do you want to kind of summarize this for everyone?
Yeah, so basically, that board has not met in several years now. It has one member on it, the others have either, left or passed away. And so, seeing that they haven't met, I did reach out to the one member that was left. She actually has never actually had a meeting since she's been on it, and had, was totally fine with transferring those over to a Board of Public Works, since so that is part of the Board of Public Works on the cemetery. So I met with the Board of Public Works as well, and they had recommended that we do this rather than looking for another subcommittee members just for the cemetery, so being that they hadn't met in a while. So that was their recommendation, that they absorb those duties when they come up. So I'm just bringing it to you guys for the final approval.
Well, this is part of your rights in the Town Administrator Act, isn't it, anyway, to reorganize certain boards and stuff?
So, yeah, so
Just
it was
besides
appointed by the selectmen, so I wanted to make sure
Okay.
you guys were good
Sure.
with that. And then that we wouldn't be appointing anyone else to that, and then I'll make the necessary arrangements, so.
All right, well, I would make a motion that we take the recommendation of the Town Administrator and Board of Public Works and dissolve the Cemetery Board and transfer the duties to the Board of Public Works.
Second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Gordon Bailey, aye.
Sean Renier. Next on our general business, we have a waiver of an inspection fee for the St. Mary's Church. I have a letter here. Dear Select Board, St. Mary's Church on Main Street in Lee is due for its annual inspection, which we have applied for. As a non-for-profit organization and as has been done in past years, we respectfully request that you waive the $150 application fee.
So the only question I have, do we do this for all the churches? I mean, we waive everybody's fee?
Those that ask for it, yeah,
Those that ask for it,
if
all
they
right.
send in a request,
Sure.
we've always granted those. If they, in this is for the, certificate of inspection.
Right,
C
for the
of I.
church itself.
Yeah,
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 okay.
for the church, yeah.
Well, as long as we do it for anybody, any of the nonprofits that ask, then I would make a motion that we waive the fee for St. Mary's Church for their inspection fee of $150.
I'll second. And if there's no further discussion, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Next, we have beer and wine, 1 day beer and wine, license. This first one, we have 2 of these, but this first one is for, 51 Park. I'm gonna skip over it here.
Yeah, so they did this last year as well not last year, the last Founder's Day, I should say. They had a setup in the park, so you had to get a wristband and then you could purchase from them in the park. So that's just a 1 day for Taste of Lee.
So it's not over on their property in there, because it says within the fenced-in area of the park.
The
Right.
park.
So they're just talking about the general outside, not a separate fenced-in area.
Yeah, they had a separate area
Okay.
where they served, and when you came in, you could get a wristband, and they could only serve you if you got checked in through there. And they do have they will have a police officer hired as well
Okay.
for that. So
Great.
And this is wine and malt beverages only
right, yeah.
license.
Now it says noon to midnight. Do they really think they're gonna go to midnight?
I guess
Do we have
yeah,
a party
so-
going on that night?
I guess whenever Taste of Lee wraps up, but
Okay.
yeah.
All right. I don't have any other questions.
No, yeah.
That does include setup and breakdown time too, I believe, so.
You have anything you want a motion?
I would,
Ready?
yeah, I would,
All right.
entertain a motion at this point.
Okay, I would, Mr. Chairman, I'd make a motion that we approve the 1 day special wine and malt beverage only permit for the Taste of Lee for 51 Park Street as requested, and have we probably both have to sign.
Yeah, I think everybody's gotta sign this.
Okay.
I'll second that. And if there's no further discussion, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, now we have another request for a, special license, I guess, for a 1 day beer and wine license. And this is from the Sons of Italy. Chris, did you wanna say something?
Yeah, so just, I'll make this one very easy. They actually called and said they would like to withdraw the application. They're not going to be doing that at that location or at that date. They're looking at something else, so. But it was already posted, so I told them I would let you guys know that they're withdrawing the application, so no action needed on that one.
Okay. That'll bring us up to, we have an appointment for Weights and Measures. Jesse Polo. Is this for you as well, Chris, obviously?
Yeah, so Jesse is now, he works at the wastewater treatment plant and would be picking this up in addition to those duties. Right now, our weights and measures person he actually comes all the way from Holyoke, and he's kind of he'll still continue, we'll still keep him, but his duties there may eventually not have as much time to help us here. Since Jerry Cahalan left, we've kind of been without somebody, so Matt had reached out to the person doing it in Holyoke, who is taking on some other towns, but he's eventually gonna be looking to not travel this far, I guess,
Oh,
for
I
it,
think
so.
so, yeah.
So we're working on getting Jesse appointed to eventually fill that spot, and Brandon Caligny, who's our current weights and measures, he will stay on as well to make sure we get a smooth transition for that, so.
Okay. And we're covered on the 2 jobs, 2 different payments, that kind of thing. Are we adjusted as?
Right, so that was a stipend, just for that's a yearly stipend for
Okay.
the weights and measures. So,
I know we're not supposed to get 2 checks for 2
Yeah.
jobs in community. We are special, I guess we'd be considered special employees. All right, as long as you've looked into that and we don't get the guy in trouble for taking two monies for two different
So,
jobs.
yeah, I think the way they're gonna, I'll have to double check exactly, but I think it'll actually, that yearly stipend will just get split up into his paycheck.
Okay, yeah, I think
It won't be
that's
two
probably,
separate,
that's
yeah.
probably okay, yeah.
So,
Okay, no, that was just the only thing that came to mind. All right, so, you do the appointing or we do the appointing?
this one actually is you guys, so.
All right, then I would make a motion that we appoint Jesse Polo as a Weights and Measures employee.
I'll second. If there's no further discussion, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, Jesse Polo. Next, we have an appointment for an alternate building inspector. Now, it's my understanding we currently don't have an alternate building inspector,
Right,
and really the purpose is if we have a building inspector that lives in town, which we do.
right,
now,
yeah, which we didn't before, but we do now, yeah. so.
he couldn't sign off on his own building permits.
Right, nor could his
Nor
other
could his-
inspector that works for him,
His
so,
assistant.
right.
Right.
So, Ned Baldwin from Stockbridge has agreed to be our alternate. And our building commissioner does have a project coming up soon, so we wanted to make sure we had this in place, so.
How soon?
I'm not exactly sure, but, within the year, I believe,
Oh,
so, yeah.
Well, the only thing I was gonna suggest, since I'm still employed by the I've retired from the Commonwealth as a state building inspector. However, I do work as a state building inspector as a special code consultant, but I don't do advice and technical assistance anymore. So just to be careful on my end, and rather than file a disclosure, if you don't mind waiting until the next meeting, do you think that's a problem? Is he gonna try and get a permit before 2 weeks from
It
now?
didn't sound like it was
Okay.
that soon, but in the near future,
Yeah.
within the next
Yeah.
few months maybe,
So I think-
but
I think
if
if
you
you
wanna
don't mind-
wait
No,
till
that's,
Sean,
that's,
Bob
I
is here.
understand.
Yeah.
Err
No,
in
I
caution.
totally,
Makes sense.
yeah, I
Yeah.
totally understand
I'd
that.
rather wait and just
Uh,
hold that for you and Bob, and I'll recuse myself at the time.
Yeah, that makes,
Okay.
that makes
Okay.
sense for me, so we
Alright.
can carry that over,
Yeah, that'd be great, thank you.
Chris.
Yep, absolutely.
Well, and it may not be a problem, but I didn't realize this was on, or I would have called the Ethics Commission today to get through this, but I didn't call. So I usually check ahead of time.
So that brings us to the end of our general business. Now, I do have a couple, gas permits that kinda came in late here that, maybe we can look through and just see if we want to act on anything, if it makes sense. The first one is an installation of new gas. This is 9 Paul Drive. We do have competent person, excavator operator.
Mr. Chairman, based on the fact that we have sign-offs from DPW and the police department for detail is required, I'd make a motion that we approve the application for a new gas service and have the chair sign.
I'll second. There's nothing further on the 9 Paul Drive. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We have another gas permit, and this is for 65 Ernest Drive. Gas main repair, and a replacement of a portion of existing gas main at the end. This to me says that we should probably act on this one as well if it's the gas main.
Yeah. Mr. Chairman, I'd make a motion that we approve the application for a permit for 65 Erskine Drive, Erskine Drive.
I think Erskine,
Is it
Erskine.
Ernest?
Well, the way it's spelled,
Yeah.
it's not
Yeah.
that- it's different. I don't know if they spelled it correctly. Anyway, for that, it has been signed off by the DPW and by the police chief, so my motion to approve.
Second. If there's no further discussion, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So that brings me to the end of general business.
yeah, we did have one other permit that just
That's
came in,
right. So
the utility cut, yeah, which has been
actually, I
signed
think
off by
these are the signed copies. that I
Yes,
have to
yes,
sign
I think
there.
you're right.
Yes, so this is application for a utility cut permit. James Leahy Excavation is the That's the contractor, Chad Cummings, 160 Church Street. They're gonna install a new, I don't know if it's, well, it says install. I don't know if it's a new, but I assume it's a new water and sewer service.
I believe it is. It's a new house. Modular just came.
Oh, new modular, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, utility cut, water sewer. Location, there's a dig safe number. I don't see a, I was wondering about the
Yeah, so I was
trenching
gonna
permit.
mention the trenching permit, so they didn't, we have to get that from the building department. And so I would just recommend if you wanted to approve it pending that.
Contingent.
Yeah, contingent upon the
Okay.
trenching permit, we can get that up to them tomorrow.
And then,
Or the next meeting won't be for 3 weeks, so.
so our police department does recommend, and it looks like Craig has signed off on here, right? And he's gonna have a detail, he's gonna have an officer there on detail
I
as
think
well, so.
when, if you're interested in a motion in a minute, probably also make a contingent on them paying whatever fees they need to DPW wise for water and sewer, because that hasn't been signed off either. Because I know there's certain fees that they have to pay before they hook up to water and sewer.
Yeah, I
Capacity
don't have,
fees.
and we need a DPW recommendation as well before they would be able to go ahead on this. So yeah, I mean, I guess I would entertain a motion for the approval of this with the expectation to get DPW approval and,
Trench.
and a trench permit,
Sure.
as well.
Mr. Chairman, I'd make a motion that we sign off on the application for a utility curb cut for James Leahy Excavation at 160 Church Street for Chad Cummings, contingent on the excavator getting the trenching permit from the building department, and also all DPW fees are paid and approved.
Well, second. If there's no further discussion, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, permits. Any other permits, last minute permits, Chris?
Nope, that's it.
Next, then, we have the town administrator's report.
So, yeah, a couple things. I did want to give the weekly update on Rest of River. They're in the 5th interim baseline monitoring plan. Surface water sampling is happening this month. The 3rd dam inspection was rescheduled to September 6th. And they're now starting dewatering by removal of the stop logs at Woods Pond Dam. That's going to start at the end of this week in preparation for a spillway inspection. And then there's continued sampling on the 5A, the Reach 5A floodplain. This week is also installation of piezometers and seepage meters, and then continuing of the baseline restoration assessment activities in the Reach 5A. I also have for
And before you go on, Chris, the Reach 5A, I think people probably want to know what you're talking about. My understanding, it's the area that's kind of north toward Pittsfield from Woods Pond, mainly Lennox and Pittsfield area. Is that correct?
yeah, I believe it's Woods Pond and north.
No, right,
Yeah.
and I just want to, because people may not know what 5A means, but I just want them to get a picture in their mind of what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Nothing
Down-
in Lee yet.
Nothing, yeah,
but we're
what
being made
Woods
aware.
Pond is as far
Yes.
south as that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to get that clarified.
Mhm.
Thank you.
I also have, just for your signing, the board approved El Zerbato Way a few meetings
That's
ago. So this is just that will be dedicated on August 26th at the
Oh.
wastewater plant. So this is the proclamation to sign.
Great.
And of course, you guys are invited to come down and present that to Al in person on the 26th if you're
What time?
available.
What
At,
time?
1 o'clock.
1 o'clock on the
Yeah.
26th.
We also have, I also wanted to let the board know that we were approved for the NFC grant. And I don't know if Kathy knows this yet either, but I just got off the phone today for the fitness court. So they will be, that grant will be awarded right away. And
Now, is that just for that's just for the equipment? It's a certain portion, right?
It's a portion, yeah, $50,000.
we still- yeah, okay, right,
The
right.
rest was covered through ARPA. At
ARPA,
a
yep.
couple meetings ago, so I did want to just follow up that
Yep.
they did approve that.
Great.
And had a meeting with them today so we'll be following up with Youth Commission next, but wanted you guys to know that. And then, just a reminder to everyone that 6 o'clock on Thursday, we'll have the Rest of River Forum at the high school. People can still submit questions on the website, right on the main page. There's a link to submit any questions. And
For the attorneys.
for the attorneys, yes. Yep. And the last thing was just that we have word that we do have scheduled for the next meeting on the next regular meeting on September 6th, a special hearing for special permit application for Eco's property on 200 Laurel Street. It's our understanding that they'll be withdrawing without prejudice. So from that, after a meeting with the planning board, they had we believe they're all set with their permits. So just mentioning that we still will have it, but that's for anyone watching that wanted to know. That's what will be coming up. So.
Okay.
Excellent. Nothing further, Chris?
I believe that's it.
Thank you. I think I just wanted to mention we did hire a new administrative assistant. Welcome aboard, Sabrina. She's here tonight, although not up here yet. She hasn't started officially, but couldn't wait. Had to come to her first meeting here, so thank you and welcome aboard. Our next, like Chris mentioned, our next meeting is August 18th.
September, right?
Well, we have a meeting August 18th.
Oh, I'm sorry.
here.
I see what you're saying.
It's on
Sorry, Sean.
Thursday. That's just the way it was written on
Apologize.
our agenda.
Yep.
Our next regular meeting will be, is that the 6th?
6th of September. yeah.
September 6th. Gordon, if you have, unless you have anything else.
No,
You
I
wanna
think
mention?
just to let the public be aware, you and I, if you want to mention about what's going on with the ambulance building, just so people know
Yeah,
there's
that's,
an issue.
that is, because you do see it from
Yeah,
Main
yeah.
Street for sure. You know, there has been a, called into question some structural issues with the ambulance building next to the fire station on Main Street. So if you drive by there, you'll notice that there's some siding missing, some investigation into rotted structural beams is going on up there, and we're trying to come up with a fix for that. And I think we do have some money.
Yeah,
We're not- we're
we've
sort
got
of
a
waiting.
couple avenues we're
Yeah,
investigating
yeah.
right now, so, yeah. But yeah, the engineer is looking at it, hopefully coming up with a way to stabilize the building for now while we continue our feasibility study and what our long-term plans could be for that, so.
Okay.
And if we do have some funds available to Chief Brown for this sort of thing, but we may need to
Yeah.
come back to town meeting if the fix is.
And I've reached out to
bigger
a few
price
state
job.
places as
Price
well
tag.
for any emergency
Yeah.
money that might be available for that,
Mhm.
so fingers crossed, we
Okay.
may be able to get some help on that, so.
So on the procurement end, I know there's special rules for emergency, so,
Right, yeah,
so just try and push the emergency as far into
Yeah.
getting that secured as we can, because we got to make it safe. I know,
Yeah.
as you saw, that they
Oh, yeah.
moved all their employees away from that area.
Yeah.
And I don't believe anybody should be worried about an imminent collapse, but there are certainly some major structural damage, as you saw. But I thought people should know what's
Yeah.
going on, 'cause I'm sure that people are going to ask questions.
And we've reached out to the Inspector General as well
Yes.
on the
Great.
emergency procurement and so forth, so.
Great. Okay.
So we've got, the wheels are in motion, we're hoping to have a quick,
Mm-hmm.
solution to that, so.
I don't have anything else.
Okay. So if there's nothing further, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
I would so move to adjourn.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.